This is M. Gunakar, Assistant Professor of Zoology, Government Degree College, Siddipet. Today, let us discuss the digestive system of pigeon. So, before going into the digestive system of pigeon, let us have a look at the systematic position. Pigeon belongs to the phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, superclass Gnathostomata, division Tetrapoda, class Aves, subclass Neornithis, superorder Neognathae, order Columbiformis, genus Columba, species Livia. The blue rock pigeon, it is commonly known as blue rock pigeon. Pigeon digestive system can be studied under two heads. One is the structural aspect and the functional aspect. In the structural aspect, again it is divided into two. One is alimentary canal and the digestive glands. Now, alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is formed by many organs which starts with mouth and ends with cloacal aperture. The mouth is a wide slit bounded by upper and lower beaks, and the beaks are without teeth, and mouth opens into the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity is not having much features. At the floor of the buccal cavity, a tongue is present. The buccal cavity leads into the pharynx. A pair of elongated apertures, which are called posterior nares, are open into the roof of the pharynx. Then the floor of the pharynx has an oval aperture which is named as glottis, and the glottis is covered by epiglottis. Pharynx open into the esophagus posteriorly. Then the esophagus is a long, wide, distensible and thick-walled tube which is also called gullet. It runs back through the neck to join the stomach. At the base of the neck and just in front of the sternum, the middle of esophagus at once expands into a thin-walled, bilobed elastic sac which is called the crop. The crop is the food reservoir into which the swallowed dry and hard food grains are stored, which are moistened and softened. Pigeons are noted for their unique ability to produce pigeon's milk. The pigeon's milk is a soft and nourishing secretion, especially during the breeding season. It is formed by the degeneration of the epithelial cells lining the crop. It is regurgitated into the mouth of the young birds until they are old enough to manage a grain diet like their parents. The prolactin hormone secreted by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, it stimulates the control the formation of the pigeon's milk, which includes water, fat and proteins, which is casein and lactose also. The milk is produced by both sexes and contains 15% of fat compared to 3 to 5% of cow's milk. The bird milk is also produced in some parrots also. Then the crop also contains mucus secreting glands. Beyond the crop, the esophagus again becomes thick-walled as it enters the stomach. The stomach of pigeon is distinguished into two parts. You can say the proventriculus as well as gizzard. The proventriculus is a small but thick-walled sac. We can see here. This is the proventriculum, which is a thick-walled sac. It secretes gastric juice. Then it is followed by gizzard, and this is the gizzard. The gizzard is a large, hard and laterally compressed organ. It is like a biconvex lens. Its walls are thick and muscular. The cavity of gizzard always contains small pebbles swallowed by the bird. These stones help the gizzard in grinding up the food. The opening of the gizzard into small intestine is guarded by a sphincter called the pyloric valve or pylorus. Now, the gizzard opens into the small intestine. This is the small intestine. You can see. The midgut or the small intestine is a narrow tube about 75 centimeters long. It comprises an anterior duodenum and the posterior ileum. This is the duodenum. Ileum is somewhat narrow when compared to the duodenum. Now coming to the duodenum leaves gizzard dorsally, so that the pyloric opening of gizzard into duodenum lies close to the cardiac opening of proventriculus into gizzard. The duodenum forms a distinct U-shaped loop with stomach enclosing the pancreas in between its two limbs. The duodenum receives 3 ducts from pancreas and 2 bile ducts from the liver. Now come to the ileum. Rest of the small intestine is ileum, is a very long and extensively convoluted tube of uniform diameter. Its inner lining is thrown into numerous minute finger-like projections or villi, which greatly increase its area of secretion and absorption. Then coming to the large intestine. Large intestine is formed by 2 parts, rectum and cecum. The rectum is narrow, about 4 centimeters long and the same diameter as ileum. Its opening into the cloaca is guarded by an anal sphincter. Then cloaca. The cloaca is the terminal part of the alimentary canal. It is large part, prominent tripartite chamber. That means it contains 3 linear compartments. An anterior coprodium which receives the rectum, a short middle urodium into which ureters and the genital ducts open, and a large posterior proctodium which opens to the outside by the cloacal aperture. Then coming to the digestive glands, there are altogether 5 types of digestive glands are present in the pigeon. The buccal glands, which are also called salivary glands. There are sublingual and angle glands are present. They secrete mainly mucus to moisten food and probably amylase. The tongue also contains mucus glands. Coming to the gastric glands. The thick epithelial lining of proventriculus contains numerous gastric glands, so large as to be visible in the naked eye. These secrete the gastric juice containing the peptic enzymes. Then liver. The liver is relatively large, compact, dark red and bilobed structure, and it secretes bile juice. There are 2 bile ducts, one from each liver lobe. The left bile duct opens into the proximal limb and the right bile duct into the distal limb of the duodenum. And there is no gallbladder in the pigeon, though it is present in some birds, even in some species of pigeon, but not in the Columba livia. The liver secretes bile. Then pancreas. The pancreas is a reddish gland lying between the 2 arms of the duodenum into which it discharges its secretion. There are 3 pancreatic ducts, all opening into the distal limb of the duodenum. The pancreatic juice contains many enzymes. Then intestinal glands. These intestinal glands, they contain crypts of Lieberkühn. Then they secrete intestinal juice, which is also called succus entericus, and it has many enzymes. Then coming to the physiology of digestion. Physiology of digestion can be categorized into 5 processes. First, ingestion, which is also called intake of food. The birds are highly selective in their diet and eat food that can be largely utilized. The pigeons feed chiefly on cereals, pulses, seeds, and of course small insects also. The food picked up by the beak, tongue manipulates and lubricates the food. As there are no teeth, those food is swallowed as such into the interior of the alimentary canal. The food passes through the esophagus into the crop where it is stored. Here it is thoroughly mixed with water, mucus and secretion of buccal glands and considerably softened, aided by the warmth of the body. by buccal amylase and by bacterial and autolytic action. The crop walls do not produce any enzyme. From crop, the food enters the proventriculus. Now from the crop, the food enters into the proventriculus. Okay. In the proventriculus, the food is chemically acted upon by the secretions of the gastric glands containing a peptic enzyme. Gastric secretion is intermittent and under the control of nervous system. The food grains are crushed and ground up in the gizzard by the muscular contractions aided by its cornified epithelium and small stones swallowed by the bird. The gizzard is more acidic than the crop, hence the walls secrete hydrogen ions, but there is little digestion here. The ground up and partly digested food known as chyme passes through the pylorus into the duodenum, where it is mixed up with the bile and the pancreatic and as well as intestinal juices. Secretion of these enzymes and digestion is similar to those in mammals, and all the three classes of foodstuffs are digested. The bile salts probably help in the digestion and absorption of fat as in mammals. The digested food is absorbed through the wall of the ileum and the ceca. The peptones are absorbed through the lymphatic system into blood. The other digested portions are absorbed through villi or projections of the lining of the ileum. The undigested part is very little, so absorption mainly occurs through the small intestine, and the absorbed food is assimilated, that is food is supplied to tissues through the blood, and the undigested part is very less, as I said already, and it passes into the rectum and cloaca to be finally ejected through the cloacal aperture. The fecal matter is almost dry due to reabsorption of water in the rectum. The food requirements of birds are great and digestion is rapid because of the high rate of metabolism. An average bird must eat at least a half of its body weight every day. Some, like hummingbirds, must eat fat more than this. These birds require tremendous energy to operate their powerful breast muscles. The tremendous metabolic efficiency makes it possible for them to transition 1/3 of their foodstuffs into energy, whereas mammals can convert only 1/10 of their food into energy.